There's a lot of things currently happening. Ubisoft is a Vogue Slop Fiesta, Bethesda is destroying itself faster than the speed of light, and Avowed is literally Dragon Age Railguard 2.0, and maybe even more Vogue, honestly. But let's not forget that The Witcher 4 is happening, and there's gonna be no Geralt, new, brave, strong, independent female protagonist, most likely. It's gonna be made in either the most woke part of America or the most woke part of Canada, which is the whole of Canada at this point. Because do not forget that CDPR Project Red has literally won woke awards. Yes, I'm not kidding. They have literally won awards for being the most progressive gaming company. Good luck, Witcher fans. Good luck.
The Witcher 4 just got some exciting news. The upcoming game from CD Projekt Red, codenamed Project Polaris, was just confirmed to be entering the full-scale production. We have new comments from the game director behind The Witcher 4, who gave us our first teaser image for the upcoming game. And then, if you guys didn't know, the voice
Is this the teaser image?
actor for Geralt of Rivia, the legendary Doug Cockle, revealed that he will be reprising his role as the White Wolf in the new saga. But how is that going to work? We have a lot to talk about, guys, so check the video chapters for easy viewing, and let's
Mentor figure that understands that he has no point to mentoring anything because she is already obviously as perfect can be. Oh boy, are we getting a literal Rey Skywalker storyline from The Witcher 4? That's amazing! Oh boy, the critics are gonna love this, and players are gonna hate it.
Let's get into it. Before we dive into the comments from the game director, we have some details from the joint CEO of CD Projekt Red, who said this, and I quote, "I'm proud to confirm that several weeks ago, the Polaris team wrapped up pre-production and moved on to full-scale production, the most intensive phase of development. We are very pleased with our progress on this project, and I wish to thank the team for its dedication." Now, during the pre-production phase, they actually developed the key aspects of the game, including the game's storyline, main mechanics, design, and other elements. And then they tested how they worked with a playable fragment that they're now currently scaling for the entire game. Now, we also got some other information during the CEO's Q&A session. For starters, we have the development time, which is approximately 5 to 6 years as of today's statement, but they also didn't give us any information on when the concept or idea stages started. As
5 to 6 years, huh? So I'm gonna be roughly 35 when this comes out, and well, it's still gonna be a woke mess. Because remember, boys, it doesn't matter what happens next year or after next year. It's gonna be too late. The development has already started. The people have already been picked. The story has already been written. So there is absolutely no hope for The Witcher 4 being successful.
if they give us that information, then we would pretty much know when the release window would be. They then said that they're expecting revenue from new releases in 2025 and 2026. The CEO then said that the game is set on target. They know what they want to achieve with the game, and they made a big chunk of the game that proves certain concepts, which that's really exciting. We're going to talk more about the release window and just the overall release date, especially now that we know that the development time is approximately that 5 to 6 year window, but more on that in just a bit. Continuing on with the press release, they said the company also announced that both products from the Cyberpunk universe have reached important milestones. In less than 4 years since release, they've already sold 30 million copies of Cyberpunk 2077. And as for Phantom Liberty,
that is a lot of copies. So, man, this company going under now is going to be even more hilarious because Cyberpunk did sell a lot of copies. And after the resurgence of Cyberpunk, you know, after the Edge Runners anime that also happened, they sold a lot. And now CDPR Red is dead. Beautiful.
Just over a year, it has sold over 8 million copies.
Piss to piss, shit to shit. That is the modern day mantra of gaming.
These are impressive figures, and I'm happy to see a large dedicated community coalesce around these Cyberpunk games. In the coming year, the base game along with its expansion will be released to a new group of users, owners of Mac devices powered by Apple Silicon chips. Now, as a part of that investor briefing, they also
Apple Silicon chips, what?
gave us the development teams engaged on ongoing projects graph, and it tells us of a pretty interesting story. So it showcases a number of developers and what projects they're tied to. The big green is obviously the Polaris game, which is The Witcher 4. And as of July 31st, 2024, there's 410 employees working on it. For Orion, which is the new Cyberpunk project, there was 60. For Sirius, there was 42. There's 20 on Hadar, there's 99 on shared services, and on the blue is other projects, and that's 8 people. But as of October 31st, 2024, there's 400 game developers working on Project Polaris. It's entered full production and 400 people are currently working on it. Now the Orion project, which is the new Cyberpunk game based in North America, that studio, as well as the Canada studio, there's 64 people working on it. For Sirius, there's 42. For Hadar, there's 18 now. For shared services, there's 107. And then for other projects, there's 19. So yeah, there's 400 developers currently working on Project Polaris, the new Witcher game. And that sounds really exciting. But this next part is going to be even more exciting because we got our first teaser image outside of the teaser image that we got for the big reveal. So Sebastian Kalimba, the game director behind Project Polaris, went on Twitter and posted this. He said, "I'm thrilled to announce that Project Polaris has entered the full-scale production phase. With new challenges just around the corner, it's the talented and hardworking people who make me believe we can together make the upcoming Witcher saga a remarkable experience. No stopping now. Stay tuned for what's on the other side of the coin." So far, we
Okay. Everyone knows only one thing honestly matters here, and that is the fact who is going to be the new protagonist of the Witcher series. Because that's going to be the main thing. People don't think it can be Ciri. Now, honestly, I'm not a huge Witcher fan, so whatever the main protagonist is going to be, you can fight amongst yourselves to figure that one out. I'm not going to place too much stock because after seeing everything that there is to see in modern gaming, I'm literally not putting anything on The Witcher 4, okay? Remember, never pre-order at the bare minimum.
We have 2 official teasers for the new Witcher saga. We have the official reveal that showcased the medallion in the snow, which signified the School of the Cat or possibly the School of the Lynx. We don't know which one it is. It's likely just going to be the School of the Cat. But then we have this coin that Sebastian tweeted out, as well as another developer who also posted this same coin and said, "Toss the coin to my Witcher." So if we take a look at the coin itself, as you guys can see, there is a mountain in the frame. This could be why the medallion was in the snow before. Usually whenever there's mountains, there's typically snow. But the top right is what's
Wait, but if there's mountains and there's snow, that means lynx is not actually cats, though.
most interesting to me. There's been a few theories online. The first one being this could be the curse of the Black Sun. I've also seen that this could be an interpretation of the conjunction of the spheres, which, if you guys didn't know, was a cataclysm that affected the whole multiverse, which happened 1500 years before the events of the novels. And I'd like to reference this theory right here from Styx, which I actually really like this theory. So according to user STYX308 on Reddit, they said, "To me, the coin looks like an interpretation of the conjunction of the spheres. This could mean two things: a prequel where monsters roam the earth and the Witchers and Witcher schools are at their prime, or it will be a sequel to The Witcher 3. And since there was a close call conjunction at the end of the game, maybe more monsters have slipped through our worlds." Now, as much as I think a prequel would be really sick, I don't think that's...
There's no way they do a prequel, right? The prequel chances are the slimmest ones ever, in my opinion. They're not doing a prequel, even though that would work, yes. But, I mean, everyone's currently looking in one direction, and, well, this right here is the direction right there. You see that? That's the direction. But it can't be. But also, you know, again, also people are saying, yeah, it's her, but people are saying, no, it's not her, it can't be her.
Going to be the case here.
So again, who is going to be the protagonist is the main thing, because it's not Geralt. He's fucking dead, or his balls have been cut. Pick fucking one. And yeah, fun times ahead.
But if they end up doing a prequel, then I have a feeling that whatever we get for the protagonist will likely be a character creation character rather than something that they build out themselves. But I would say the main reason that I think this is a sequel trilogy that we're getting from CDPR is the fact that Doug Cockle, the voice of Geralt of Rivia...
It's pretty interesting. There's so many problems because you know that CDPR Red is probably desperate to put a woman in the main role of The Witcher 4, right? But at the same time, women cannot be Witchers. Hee hee ha ha hoo hoo. So there you kind of go.
in the games, has stated that he will be involved with The Witcher 4. In a live stream, he said this, and I quote, "Witcher 4 has been announced. I can't say anything about it. What we know is that Geralt will be a part of the game. We just don't know how much, and the game won't focus on Geralt. So it's not about him this time.
If he is gonna be in the game, that means that he's kind of a mentorship. That most likely is what that means. But how... Man, it's gonna be hard.
Don't know who it's about. I'm excited to find out. I want to know. I've not seen any script yet. I mean, I couldn't tell you if I did. And this is the thing. I could be lying through my teeth, but I'm not, or am I? So Doug, thank you for that misdirection. Appreciate it, homie. So yeah, it certainly sounds like Geralt of Rivia will be in the next game. We just don't know the extent of it. It could be some small Easter egg. We don't really know the involvement. But what we do know is that Doug said that Geralt of Rivia is going to be in the next game. And that tells me a sequel trilogy is the way that CDPR is going to move forward. I think a prequel with a character creator could work really well, but I just don't think people are ready for that yet. I think there's a lot of story that can be told with Ciri, and now that Geralt of Rivia is in the next game, maybe he's going to take on like a Vesemir role. But again, it's hard saying. It's just kind of speculation at this point. I'm excited that Doug is getting another shot at Geralt. I'm also really excited for the movie coming out, where Doug is reprising his role as Geralt of Rivia in that movie. Out of everything that Netflix has done with...
Also, by the way, if the protagonist is Ciri, it was she, the big one. You know, if it is Ciri right here, then how pissed are you? how, oh my god, not really my thing are you gonna be like? You know, from 0 to 10, how bad is it gonna be?
With the Witcher series, Sirens of the Deep is the one I'm most excited for, mainly because of Doug Cockle. So next up, we have a sort of development update, or just a state of the game for The Witcher 4 Project Polaris. This is from a recent episode of the Rock I Bories podcast, which one of the hosts actually gave some details regarding the upcoming game, to which they confirmed that all of the characters and the story is written already, and there's also a playable chunk of the game that's implemented with all of the mechanics and graphics and whatnot. They then confirmed some details about what engine they're using, and they said that CDPR's version of Unreal Engine 5 is a slightly modified one. The podcast said that it's much different than just the basic version of UE5 used in the new Stalker game, and the overall morale in CDPR is very positive, according to the podcast host, who said that's almost suspiciously too positive. So yeah, according to them, it sounds like everything is going pretty smoothly with The Witcher 4. Like the fact they've already got a playable chunk of the game.
That's not good, because remember, toxic positivity is one of the biggest aspects and traits of woke. That all of these people literally just talk themselves into believing that they are doing the next big thing, okay? Remember Concord? Again, Concord is a great example of this. All the developers literally just gaslighted themselves into believing that they're making GTA 6, okay? It's gonna overthrow GTA 6. It's the new COD. Concord is gonna completely delete Overwatch. That is what literally all the Concord devs believed. That is what the management believed. That is what the devs believed. And the people who did not believe that got fucking fired. And the ones who didn't believe that said, yeah, this is the next big thing. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Because they needed to lie, otherwise they would be fired. Toxic positivity is the most woke trait ever, okay? It's the same as all of those comments that are on YouTube. Why must you speak bad things about the games that I like and objectively can't name anything about the game that I like? Wokeness is weakness, weakness is stupidity, stupidity is pride, pride is the end. Do not fall into any of these categories. It leads you down a spiral of destruction and pittiness. Okay? There is no... Just don't. If anyone tells you, oh, you're being too negative about something, why can't you be positive about something? Those people are all low IQ in the fucking individuals who are still wearing 3 masks on their face. Okay? Fuck this shit.
game ready with implemented mechanics is super exciting to me. Like, there is somebody currently playing The Witcher 4 right now, and it's like, why can't that be me? So moving right along, we have some breaking news from the CEO of CDPR, and this is regarding the marketing campaign as well as the release date and window. The question was posed how they expect to meet the incentive program goal of generating 4 billion PLN during the 2025 through 2028 time period, to which the CEO said this, and I quote, "In this time when
PLN, Polish zlot. Why is it N? I don't know. Maybe it's the N word. Who knows? Would be based.
window of 2025, we plan some considerable events, which we believe will have a bearing on the realization of the objective and the company's results." Which what this means is a few things. Like, first we have the reveals. Usually whenever anything marketing happens with a company, their stock goes up or sometimes goes down. It really depends on the company and the announcement.
If you're Ubisoft, you don't even know what stock goes up means.
Of course. But typically whenever there's a big announcement from CDPR, they usually generate the hype, but that's not really going to seal the deal whenever it comes to the
Dude, this is not gonna work. Okay, that's a checking. CDPR red stock. Let's see. CDPR stock. Oh, why am I using a site instead of... No. Days, 3 years, subscribe. No, it's Market Watch. Jesus Christ. Well, CDPR stock has been going... Actually, it has been super steady in the past 3 years. Let's see all time. Well, there was the... Bruv, I don't even know what... Oh, that's January 2020. Okay, that does make sense. And then it just completely decimated itself, okay? CDPR Red is no longer the company after the destruction of Cyberpunk 2077 that can generate hype. Also, people are extremely worried about wokeness in CDPR Red. Again, my standing theory is, considering... I covered this, so I know exactly everything what happened. CDPR Red got sued by 3 different entities after Cyberpunk 2077 came out, and they most likely decided to... What's the name I'm looking for? Just pay those people money outside of court because they would lose all the court cases. There is no way. Because they lied to the public, they lied to the investors, and I forgot there was a third thing that they also provably 100% without question did, which is a breach of trust, a breach of different things. Okay? And after that point, CDPR Red obviously would not have any money left, so they would go bankrupt. And then I think was the point where some kind of BlackRock, Vanguard, Chase, whatever, banking came in and just, provided them with a little bit of help, and all the woke nonsense started at that point. And people have been taking note of this. People have been seeing a lot of things wrong with The Witcher, a lot of woke shit, a lot of things like that happening, and they do not want to deal with it. And CDPR Red no longer has the ability to create hype because everyone is worried about everything now that they do.
4 billion PLN that they have to make. What this tells me is that the release window for The Witcher 4 is actually sooner than a lot of us think. With the full development already started, it's only really a matter of time before they finish it up. There's 400 developers currently working on the game, and they have between 2025 and 2028 to get this game shipped. So that gives them 4 years, and in between there, we're gonna have marketing trailers. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a trailer for The Witcher 4 sometime next year, which is absolutely wild to think about. But I think one thing you have to consider is with them going to the Unreal Engine 5, that means they don't have to completely overhaul the Red engine just to be able to start the development of the next game. Like, Unreal is already there. They've already got a playable chunk of the game, which there's obviously concerns on whether or not they will retain the Witcher feel with the Unreal Engine. But them moving away from Unreal gives them more time to just actually develop the game instead of having to work on an engine. They also have the Epic Games partnership, which Epic is helping them basically use the Unreal Engine however CDPR needs to. Like I said, though, there are some
Well, there's a lot of interesting things, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not placing a lot of stock in The Witcher 4. RIP people who are fans of The Witcher, I am thankfully not. So, yeah, good luck, boys. You're probably gonna need it. Anyway, that was West Nemo, 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.